Hello, good afternoon to everyone. This afternoon, I would like to recognize the Honorable Prime Minister, Roosevelt Skerrit, the Attorney General, Honorable Levi Peter, Prime Minister, Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Mrs. Missy Henderson, Chief Personnel Officer, other senior government officials, members of the media who are here with us this afternoon, our listeners and viewers, and the general public listening to this live press conference. Let me welcome you again to another edition of our press conference by the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. This is part of the Prime Minister and government's commitment to remain engaged with the media and with the general public on matters of national interest. At this time, I invite the Honorable Prime Minister to address you.
Good afternoon, everyone, the media and the Attorney General and others. I want to thank again the media for joining me at this press conference. As you know, these briefings are meant to keep the nation informed on important developments and to give the press an opportunity to address the issues of the day. And now that I have returned to the state from vacation, I want to bring you up to date on some key matters and also hear from your questions. I would like to begin on a somber note and to extend my deepest condolences to the families of the two young people from my constituency who tragically lost their lives in a motor vehicle accident some 2 weeks ago. Nadia Paul and Davis Masler were both hardworking, promising members of our community, whose lives were cut short far too soon. As I've done privately, I now publicly express my solidarity and support and prayers for their grieving families. I also wish a full and speedy recovery to the young man who was injured in the accident. I also take this opportunity to congratulate Miss Trinise Hamilton, who captured the gold medal at the recently held Junior Pan Am Games in Paraguay. This was Dominica's first ever gold medal at the Games, and we commend Miss Hamilton on this remarkable achievement. The government will support her continued growth and development as an athlete, and will work closely with the relevant sporting authorities to ensure she has the opportunities and resources needed to excel even further on the international stage. The Dominica Under-19 14 girls national team were also finalists in the Caribbean Football Union Girls Under-14 Challenge Series held in Trinidad and Tobago. The young team displayed exceptional talent, discipline, and determination throughout the tournament, and we warmly congratulate them on their outstanding performance. I wish to inform the nation on Friday, August 29, 2025, the Governor of Dominica will present to Parliament a bill to amend the Registration of Electors Act. This follows a request from the Electoral Commission for additional time to commence the voter confirmation process. The Commission, in writing to the government on August 21, 2025, indicated that 1st September is not feasible to commence this important exercise and therefore sought an extension. For clarity, SRO number 16 of 2025 declared the period 1st September 2025 to 31st August 2026 as the confirmation period for the registration of electors under the Registration of Electors Act 2025. According to the Commission, an adjustment of the confirmation period is necessary to allow for installation of critical equipment, modifications to the software specifications, amendments to the governing regulations, and the recruitment of employees required for the confirmation process. I should stress that I have been advised that equipment required for the confirmation process has been delivered to the electoral office, and confirmation centers have also been identified. The Commission is currently installing the equipment and finalizing staffing arrangements and training. The regulations have been amended and gazetted, and all necessary forms have been printed to facilitate the process. The Commission has advised that the extension will allow for the resolution of outstanding operational challenges while offering adequate time to engage the public. It will embark on a national media campaign from September 1, 2025 on the confirmation process to ensure that the electorate is well informed and prepared. Accordingly, on Friday, August 29, 2025, that is tomorrow, Parliament will meet to consider and approve the necessary measure to grant the requested extension for the formal process of confirmation of electors to begin on 1st October 2025. As you, I believe 15th October 2025. As you are all aware, this government has consistently demonstrated its commitment to electoral reform. Earlier this year, on March 19, 2024, Parliament debated and passed 3 landmark electoral reform bills with bipartisan support: the Registration of Electors Bill and Regulations, the House of Assembly Elections and Registration Bill, and the Electoral Commission Bill. Additionally, the Electoral Commission in July 2025 gazetted the Registration of Electors Regulations 2025, introducing important changes to the process of registering and confirming registration as electors in Dominica. These amendments made by the Commission under Section 36 of the Registration of Electors Act 2025 are aimed at strengthening the integrity of the electoral system and modernizing the procedures for voter registration. One of the key measures is the implementation of a voter ID card and the tightening of identification requirements. Applicants must now present either a valid passport, a driver's license, or a Social Security registration card issued by the Dominica Social Security. In addition, every registering officer is required to capture a facial image of the applicant, which, along with the person's details and signature or mark, will be securely stored in an electronic database maintained by the Chief Elections Officer. The regulations also provide a detailed framework for confirming registration. Individuals applying to confirm their registration must complete Form 31, sign it in the presence of an enrollment officer, and have their application witnessed by a registered elector within their polling district. Citizens of Dominica must furnish a valid passport, driver's license, or Social Security card. Commonwealth citizens are required to present a valid passport, another official document confirming their nationality and identity, and an affidavit of identification. Recognizing accessibility needs, the regulations make special provisions for individuals who are physically incapacitated and unable to attend designated registration centers. In such cases, enrollment officers are mandated to visit the applicant at home to facilitate the confirmation of registration. In effect, the amendments ensure that the voter registration process is enhanced, that it will be more secure, reliable, and transparent. By introducing biometric data collection, stricter documentation requirements, and clearer procedural safeguards, we expect that the regulations will strengthen public confidence in the electoral system while safeguarding the rights of eligible electors, including those with physical limitations. This government remains committed to ensuring the successful implementation of these reforms. Though we would have wished for the confirmation process to begin without delay, we will continue to support the Electoral Commission so that Dominica's elections remain transparent, credible, and effective, and reflective, of the will of our people. So this is it on electoral reform. I also want to inform the nation that all three unions, that is the Public Service Union, the Police Welfare Association, and the Dominican Association of Teachers, have all concluded negotiations with the government of Dominica. I want to thank the union for the professional and respectful manner in which they engaged the Dominican negotiating team. I also want to thank the government's negotiating team for the respect that they've shown to the representatives of the union. But I will say, I believe on this occasion, the unions outdid the government negotiating team because the number of things that they got, they really, I think the unions came really good this time, and I want to, but it's all in good spirit in the effort to improving the condition of work and ensuring that we recognize the tremendous sacrifice and commitment of the public servants and police officers who carry the duties sometimes under trying and difficult circumstances. And of course, the Secretary of the Cabinet and Chief Personnel Officer will share the details of this at some other time and what has been concluded. But I think it was very well negotiated triennium, and not only in regards to the immediate, but also looking at the future, with regards to pension reform, which is so crucial to ensuring that in the sunset years of public officers and police officers, that they can certainly continue to enjoy life. And we look forward to more aggressive pension reform across the board in the public and police service. So I want to thank everyone concerned for the negotiations, and of course, the unions came on top on this time. My final point, I am pleased to announce the appointment of Her Excellency Lauren Barnes Roberts as Dominica's new High Commissioner to the United Kingdom. Mrs. Barnes Roberts brings a wealth of experience and distinguished service to this important diplomatic role. From 2016 to 2022, she served as Dominica's permanent representative to the United Nations in New York, where she represented Dominica's interests at the highest levels of international diplomacy. In that capacity, she was a strong advocate for sustainable development, disaster resilience, and unique challenges of small island developing states. Her ministerial portfolios in community development, culture, gender affairs, information, tourism, industry, and private sector relations further demonstrated her depth of experience in public service and nation building. Against this background, I am confident that Mrs. Barnes Roberts will effectively represent Dominica in London. Her leadership and diplomatic skills will be critical in strengthening Dominica's long-standing relationship with the United Kingdom, advancing our foreign policy priorities, and addressing outstanding issues of importance to both our countries. On behalf of the government and people of Dominica, I extend warm congratulations to Mrs. Barnes Roberts on her new appointment and wish her every success as she assumes this important responsibility. In the interest of time, I will end here and to allow the press to pose their questions to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Prime Minister, for this update. At this time, as the PM has indicated, we will now move to the media to ask their questions. I see that Kala is already on his feet with the mic, so we shall start with you.
Thank you very much, Capsa. Good afternoon.
I think I will stick to the broader question that you would like to pose to me, or you're posing to me in a sense, of, I guess, the presence of the U.S. Military assets in our region. As you know, many years ago, the Community of Caribbean and Latin American countries, and also CARICOM, declared the Caribbean as a zone of peace. And we would like for this to remain a zone of peace, because any military action in the Caribbean would have serious negative impact on the way of life of every single citizen and Latin. We some this government of playing and traffic has international of the president um, hands of our children very firm on this to ensure that they want to ensure that we to prevail peace and tranquility, that is our part, and CARICOM's position, circumstances, the views expressed business of the head of a particular matter. There is a two police acting or subsidy granted our duties. On time comes for, and the country will be so. The negative bearing on I have the of the.
So are you saying it will be a local?
Well, whenever that you will know.
There have been a clash with the police and the that have attracted it. Give some insights. Next question is, there PSs histories, example, has been transferred on that, please.
Sure. Whenever something views expressed and so forth, the liberty to in I think it's important for us other issues to deal with in to the welfare and well-being on but just to say in political function, this government has a role and giving the police the state security solely in the jurisdiction. As Prime Minister, and the public is complaining about, and if it's public's attention, police and of Dominica, once you you have my food, and there's no the kind of support of approach from personal matters. But both the police in of shared response, we have to ensure that it's very important, because neither have to work together. Shared society confidence on the constitutional rights changes. Yes, PS has been to the active in nature. The PS has been, and who is the country in the Ministry of one, and try the permanent secretary from the of the whether you can place them and contribute. There's a normal within the public service, I think.